So, 2022.
A year in review.
What a year for Hooncorp. Shall we get into it?
Let's get to the chase. Let's start off with what happened in 2022. And thanks to my notes, I can tell you that we started with the lemon squeeze in February at Hampton Downs. Now, we did something a bit different. We didn't run pulsars. We ran with Rusty Gecko, with Richard. And we went to Hampton for this 2-day, 12-hour and had quite a bit of fun.
It was good. It was good fun, and being in that Levin, I mean, we're a Nissan team through and through. I mean, we've run the Holden a couple of times, but you know, it's
Yeah.
99 times out of 100 we're talking Nissan. So
Yes,
to be in a Levin, it was a little bit different. There were some similarities, sure.
Good car though, wasn't it?
Very good car. Very good car.
Yep.
That was actually one of our better events, wasn't it? We started pretty early.
Podium, third place overall, and superb. So that was a great way to start the season. Car was virtually trouble-free. Just put gas in the thing, check the tyre pressure, out the door. So great way to start the year.
Not bad for a preliminary test session,
No.
because really the Levin was just for the Pro Series. So the fact that we got to shake it down and secure our first ever podium, I mean, what a way to prove a point.
Yeah.
We decided to do it again.
Yeah, let's go Twider. We had the pulsars in various states of repair at the time, so like you say, we're prepping them for pro and still undecided about the Twider, but we all sort of made a decision and set a plan and gave the car a birthday. And you guys started off strongly, big field, 76 cars I think on the track.
Massive field.
And that was mayhem, so 3 8-hour days. First day problem free, fantastic little car.
Yeah.
Second day, again I was judged, but I'm allowed to pop in the pit and see how you guys are going, and you know, kick you guys in the touch if you need it. But the second day you had a few niggles, but nothing major. Car was going really, really well. And then there's that last day, you were well and truly in the top 10, but woulda, coulda, shoulda, you didn't finish.
We'd been floating around top 10, sort of 11th, 12th. I think we were 9th, 8th for a bit, but it was, you know, just sort of floating around those positions. And then...
So the car is still going, and we did say we would go as long as the car was still going. The only thing is it doesn't stop. We have no brakes. So it's not safe to go out there in a car we can't stop, which is a real shame.
Just the one part that never fails as catastrophically as it did, the master cylinder, which... I mean, at the time...
There was two problems. Remember, you had a soft brake pedal.
Yeah.
So we bypassed the booster, which gives you a hard pedal, and then within 10, 15 minutes, that hard pedal, which is actually it's still a safe braking system. You can still drive safely with no booster, but boy, you've got to have supercar legs on you, 100 kilos of brake pressure, and 15 minutes later, that pedal became hard, it became soft, and we were only a few hours to go. But great 2.5, nearly 3 days of racing.
Yeah, definitely a heartbreak to lose it so close to the finish. And I mean, like Richard said in the video at the time, it was just one of those things that just it doesn't happen. Master cylinders don't fail, but when they do,
spectacularly.
Yeah,
luckily it didn't run out of brakes, and you guys
got
got into the pit safely.
And
handbrake still worked.
The right call was made to bring it in, and that was that. After that, we got into the big one, the Pro Series, the races that mattered.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. Again, we stayed with the Toyota. We realised the brake issue was behind us. We'd given the car a good birthday for that one, and it proved to be worth the investment of time and effort, and obviously it was coming along. Better tyres on it, new rims, lighter rims. So that was pretty cool, and I don't think you really had too many problems. It was only a 6-hour, but obviously the Pro Race Series is made up of a 3 and a 6-hour at the same time. And the 3-hour you guys did really well, but carried on strongly for the 6-hour.
Yeah. Well, we actually had our ring-in driver for that one because Zeph was taken out of action, so we had B Veer.
He was gutted.
We were gutted. Dude, he was gutted, we were gutted. Yeah. But no, B's a worthy substitute. She just didn't even need any practice. She got straight to work. Her and Richard had really good stints. But soon as I climbed in the car, not 10 minutes later, the heavens absolutely opened up. All this water dumped out on, so much water dumped on Hampton Downs so quick that the little rise up to turn up the timing line was this waterfall.
Now I'll stop you there, as Nick Brown would say, because post that race where you'd had a bit of an issue in the wet and the car actually spun more than once and you ended up in the duck pond, what we didn't know was there had been contact before with the other driver, one of the other drivers, and there'd been contact and the left rear wheel was actually quite angled in. So going around the right-hander, the left rear was quite bent, and there you go. So
the rain didn't
there's
help.
an excuse there.
There is an excuse, but I mean, hey, look, the rain was still great fun. I love racing in the wet. I had a lot of awesome guys around me. Like I had Roxanne around me for most of the wet, which obviously watching a big heavy V8 sliding it around was good fun to see. No, that was a good race and we wrapped up 11th overall, second in class. So only behind the Assassins, which that was going to become a bit of a recurring theme, wasn't it?
Oh,
so
gosh,
the next one, we headed to Taupo. I quite like Taupo. It's a nice, we love Hampton Downs, but we race there so often. Taupo's a very nice palate cleanser. It's
just, don't like Taupo.
You don't?
I mean, I don't like it. I mean, nothing anti-Taupo. It's great. There's an off-camber corner that the one that really sits on your bum if you get it wrong. Never got it wrong, but I just don't like Taupo. But it was good. I mean, you guys qualified well. You did. You started up and down. I was commentating that one as well, and it was strange to work out where you guys had disappeared to quite early in the piece because you had issues.
Yeah.
Again, a weird problem too.
Just one of those ones, and again, it was young Zeph having the brakes were going on him, and we were just absolutely stumped. We had no idea. Like the brakes had just been done, especially with the master cylinder. Straight away, the master cylinder was ruled out. All these theories and what ifs, and we thought maybe he had to pump the brake a bit before committing to the corner, which bought us a couple of laps, but ultimately it turned out to be something a little bit more sinister.
There was a bit of detail to that one. So the left front hub was starting to come apart, and they picked up on it and tightened up the wheel bearing, which once you're doing that during a race on a sealed, so it's basically a sealed wheel bearing. It's not a torque related one. It's set to and that's where it stays. When you've got to tighten that up, you've got a problem, and it bought you some time. But I don't think you even got to drive. Did you?
Didn't even get to put my suit on, so that was.
And chucked another driver in it. Get out there on the track, do the wheel, do some mileage. But again, the brakes. And as the hub was separating, the disc was starting to wobble around, and as the brakes are wobbling around, it's pushing the pads back. So you'll come up to a corner at warp speed, or not you, but the driver, and then they've got to push the brake pedal down to bring the pads to touch the disc, and then it's got to start clamping. So you're effectively pumping the brake just to get brakes. It's dangerous.
No.
In saying that, it was one of those things where even if we'd had spare parts for that one, being a pro series, it's not really worth fixing the car because you're so many laps down. You'd be 20, 30 laps down.
No, it is always gutting, but again, the right call was made. It's a safety thing. Yeah, we could have tracked on and, like you say, kept working the brake pedal real hard, but then something would have gone wrong. Wheel would have fallen off, brakes would have gone, we would have gone nose into the wall at 100 and whatever, and it's just not worth it, eh?
So I had my work cut out for me after that one. We did hubs, plural. We put a clutch in the thing at the same time. We gave it a full birthday. Everything that was, because obviously round 3 was very important. You guys needed a really good result. And of course we brought out old 37.
Yeah, so one of the lesser known rules, I suppose, it's not actually that lesser known, but you can actually run 2 cars in an event.
Multi-car team,
And it's one of those things that obviously the lemons, the 24-hour races are a lot more beneficial. But in Pro Series, I think we just did it because we just wanted to give the Pulsar a last fang round Pookie. The thing about the third round was the news had just come out that Pookie was going to close. So obviously now we know we've got the final fling in February. We didn't know that back then. So as far as we were concerned, it was all very somber, very, this is the end. So we broke out little 37 and gave it a run. What we didn't realise, so I did the middle stint in the Pulsar, which is when the 3 hour was called. 6 hours race, 2 hours, stint each. So the 3 hour was called while I was out on track. My comms failed straight away. So
I ended up being the comms with bad hand signals. Luckily we'd organised a few hand signals.
So I didn't know that we missed out on the 3 hour by mere seconds. If I had just pushed that little bit harder.
3 seconds. I know.
So anyway, less we talk about that, the better.
But we got across the checkered flag.
We did.
So the most important thing was you guys did so well on that one. Almost top 10, 12th overall, 3rd in class. Now, so we went Toyota, Pulsar, back to Toyota. Toyota was mint. Car ran like an absolute top, which was fantastic. And And yeah, so you finished the season strongly. So the team finished the season strongly, and you were second in class.
Second in class. So that was our second year of being runner-ups in the Class 4, which
to the same
winner, no less.
The Assassins.
So, next year, guys.
Turbocharger, kidding.
Yeah.
So after that was the big one, Mount Everest of motorsport, the September 24-hour non-stop. Now this is non-stop, whereas the May Mayhem is 3 8-hour days. So you can stop, fix the car, service it, do what you want. Here, boom. So
you don't get that luxury.
No. So we sort of hummed and hawed. We had the Lucino ready, we had the Pulsar ready, and the Sentra needed a lot of work and was a guest car, but really it was not a problem to us. We were going to run the 2 cars for the one team.
Yeah,
but things changed.
We before you allude to things changed, we actually ended up prepping an entirely new car because we
that was after things
acquired that VZR, and that turnaround was, I mean, we pulled that off in like what, 4 days, 5 days.
Yeah. Bought the car, and 4 days later we had a sprint car into an endurance car. That is a lot of work because it's not a case of just changing tyres and chucking gas in it.
No.
A sprint car is set up very, very hard, very aggressive. It's a fast car.
Yeah.
An endurance car is got to be a little bit softer. It's got to, well, I'm not going to give you my secrets away. But anyway, the point is we did that after we got some news. We didn't actually intend to buy the VZR. We bought that because we got a phone call from that guy that runs that NASCAR thing with a silly question.
Yeah. Would we be willing to basically take a rookie team under our wing? So we had there was a team that had never done the 24 before, first time ever, just keen to get amongst it, and there was no way in hell their car was going to be ready in time for the event. No. So that was why the Sentra got called into action, didn't it?
And my gut was the Sentra wasn't really going to do 20. It's starting to make a few creaks and groans. That engine's a bit noisy. We'd done a gearbox in it, which was humorous. And so you're right, that was the plan. Then changed with this VZR came up, this other black Pulsar, identical to, very similar to 37, and we were able to purchase that Pulsar. We also numbered it 37, so 2 37s in that team, and then we ran the Sentra. They ran it as 88, and we still had 731. That was the second team. So that was that's what I didn't really need with less than a week to go. But you know,
we pulled it off.
Doesn't kill you; it makes you stronger.
Yeah, pulled it off, and all I can say,
they finished.
Yeah, they did finish. They did
Amazing.
finish. All I can say about the 24 really was dream run.
Oh, yeah.
Like everything just worked. We had no issues. We had no majors.
Well, I had a sleep.
Yeah.
First time ever since we've been involved in 2017. I actually had a sleep at the 24-hour. Wayne McCarthy, we call him Cable Tie. One of our drivers was just was the right peg in the right hole. Him and Camp Mother. I mean, our team was pretty cool. Holland was Hammond. Sorry, he was fantastic. KB's just. We had some really cool people involved in that team, and the new team, they were like ducks to water, you know. And there was 2 standouts, Spencer, Mark. I mean, the other guys were good, but these 2, they need to keep at it, and I think they want to stay with us for
absolutely.
23.
We want to have them next year.
Welcome,
absolutely.
Very welcome. So anyway, that was pretty cool. And like you said, the cars, you guys in the 237 cars, just. I think we did tyre and gas. I know we had to replace. We had a brake issue or something. Brake lights or something.
Brake lights were stuck on. Yeah.
That was pretty safe, but that was deemed not to be. So we fixed that. Amongst a few words.
Pretty simple fix, to be fair though.
Upset a few natives, but that was good. And so we had we had a good time with that. And those cars. But I mean, we had 3 cars lined up side by side, crossing the line, seeing the checkered flag. I mean, I was a proud moment there, mate.
Not many teams that can say they've done that.
No, I was pretty rapt actually. And the Lucino did like 19 hours straight after the Sentra's gearbox failed, and that was a sad day for them. But they, that's why we had the backup car. Because imagine if they'd only lasted 5 hours. We've got a big 23 coming up, but lots of projects, and it's looking pretty exciting. What can we say?
Pretty good, yeah. I mean, obviously we'll be planning to do a bit more of this sort of content, this sort of video filming and all that. But there's going to be some pretty good stuff in the works for Hooncorp coming up. So basically keep tuned and look forward to seeing more. We appreciate your guys' support. We've been doing this for a long time, and we're starting to finally think that we're in a position where we can start to pick our head up and go next level, and then go the next level and sort of break away from being a few ragtags with a couple fast cars that just happen somehow to last. We want to actually,
we have reliable cars, we don't have fast cars, but we're fast by being reliable. So I've always said I don't want to be the fastest guy in the pits, and our drivers basically get told, don't worry about the fastest lap time. Who did the fastest lap? Don't worry about it, mate. As long as you see that checkered flag, that's pretty cool. Hooncorp also has the esports, and we'll talk about that another time. This guy has been blessed with an awesome bunch of guys around him. And thank you to all those people that have been involved with us. To touch only a few, it's Waiku Radiators and Mufflers. Thanks to Jared and the team. Body Shop is always there behind us. Thanks to Graham Wilson from B&T. B&T are not a sponsor, but they are a provider, and we get a very, very good deal with them and with Graham. So definitely worth mentioning you guys. Mag Warehouse in Manukau, Nathan and Mike. Different Nathan and Mike,
Funnily
but that's their
enough.
names.
Yep.
Just do a superb job helping us out there, and plenty of others. And of course our mate in Takanini too, Dave at Professional Tyres, who does our alignments and keep the cars pointing straight. So thank you very much to just a few of those people we've mentioned. And for 2023, let's get amongst it. But the most important thing is let's not do our racing on the road, eh?
Nah, save that for the track, eh?
Cheers, guys.